I have been in business for the last 15 years. And guess what? Everyone wants an edge in life and business. But most people are chasing shortcuts that don't even exist. The truth is, the top 1% don't win because they're smarter or luckier or born into the wealth. They win because they live by a set of non-negotiables that instantly give them an unfair advantage over everyone else. I'm not talking about hacks, theories, or motivational fluff. I'm talking about the 4 principles that I live by every single day. Principles that help me go from broke, stuck, and overlooked to building a business that's evaluated at $100 million. If you ignore these principles, you'll stay average. If you apply them, and you'll separate yourself from other 99% of people immediately. So let's get into it. Number 1, relentless preparation. Winners don't wing it. They weaponize preparation. They over-prepare so deeply that when the moment comes, execution feels effortless. Early in my career, before any sales meetings, I would spend hours reviewing my call scripts until they were muscle memory. I rehearsed presentations out loud until my tonality carried authority without me thinking about it. I studied competitors daily, so I knew their objections before they even brought them up to me. I wasn't the most talented person in the room, I can promise you that. I was born on the floor of a refugee camp. I came to this country when I was 15 years old. English was my 3rd language, but I was always the most prepared one, and preparation made me look like I was 10 steps ahead of everyone else. You see, preparation kills nerves and it creates unshakable confidence. The person who is most prepared is the person that walks into the room with the invisible edge the other side can feel. My son, who does jiu-jitsu competitively, the reason why he can step into the mat very confidently is because he knows the preparation that he has set himself up to prior to even competing. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that is number 1. Number 2, you have to control your energy. Energy is currency. It decides who dominates the room, the deal, and the competition. When I walk into any meeting, I'm fully rested, trained, and fueled properly. I can run circles around people who are half asleep from late nights, junk food, or sloppy habits. In sales, your energy sells. And if you sound dead, then the deal dies with it. Most people think they're competing on skill, but they're really competing on energy levels. High energy communicates confidence, certainty, and momentum. Low energy communicates doubt, hesitation, and doubt never sells. I want you guys to remember this. 90% of people sabotage themselves with poor sleep, terrible diets, and no structure. That means most people show up at 50% while they're thinking they're at 100. If you manage your energy properly, you'll dominate people who may even be more skilled than you. I always tell my guys that if you eat like shit, you will perform like shit. And it's important for you to be able to not only fuel your mind, but also fuel your body. And the one who controls the energy is the one that controls the outcome. Number 3, ruthless consistency. That is my superpower. See, success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you refuse to skip no matter what. I made calls when I was exhausted. I showed up early when I had every excuse to sleep in. I stuck to my process even when life was heavy. And over time, those small wins compounded into dominance. I remember taking my child to a hospital, being in the emergency room all night, and still showing up the next morning and giving my best because I knew that I had to stay consistent. Consistency creates trust in yourself and in your team. When people see you show up the same way every single day, even if you're under pressure, even if you're going through problems, even if you're going through breakup, even things are not on your side, you will separate yourself as a leader. And because it's not just about intensity, it's about reliability every time. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum is what makes the difference. Between amateurs and pros, amateurs rise on the highs and lows. Pros turn consistency into their weapon. Now I want you guys to remember, here's the important fact. Consistency beats talent when talent gets lazy. Number 4, build leverage, not just effort. You see, average people think the answer is to outwork everyone, but the top 1% know the real secret. The real secret is out-leverage everyone. I learned this early on in my career that if I was the only one making dials, I'd be capped trapped forever. So I built a system. I automated the task. I hired the help that I needed. I developed leaders within the company who could multiply my own effort. That's how we scaled from a hustle into a real business. The truth is, effort is required no matter what. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to push the needle forward. You're gonna have to show up. But if you build systems and you have leverage, that is what's going to allow you to build something that can scale without breaking yourself into the pieces in the process of doing so. A one-man army can maybe win a battle, but it will never win a war. Without leverage, you'll always hit the ceiling. With leverage, your ceiling becomes an exponential growth. And remember, if you're the only one rowing, you'll never win the race. See, if these 4 non-negotiables hit home for you, then you're ready for the deeper shift. The one that actually separates the top 1% from everybody else. Because here's the truth. You can master all the tactics in the world, but if your mindset isn't wired for winning, you'll sabotage yourself every single time. That's why in my next video, I break down exact mindset that took me from broken overlooked to building $100 million business. Click on this mindset separates the top 1% from everyone else right now, and I'll show you how to install the mindset that keeps you ahead of the pack. I'll see you there.